ready?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're ready.
No, I don't know if I am
Okay.
either.
Load game. This is where we were when I abruptly had to leave. Oh.
You can skip button to fast forward through text you've already read.
Okay.
Good to know.
But I don't think we've already read anything. Okay.
Oh.
Here we go,
Oh,
though.
yeah, because all I've got is Yuri next. Okay, who should I show my poem to next?
Well, who should you show your poem
I
to?
don't know. There's so many choices.
No, man.
What do? I guess we'll go with Yuri.
You know, that sounds like a great choice.
Hey, girl.
Is it my turn? Let's see how it compares to yesterday's. I see. It's a bit different. I respect you trying different things, DrFarts. Oh, I forgot we went for Natsuki this time. I've never done this.
Oh, yeah.
Were you inspired by Natsuki's poem? She's jealous. Or Sayori's, perhaps.
Well, I guess you could say that.
I thought so. I'm happy for you. You don't need to find inspiration in my poems.
No, Yuri, no.
I write them for myself, not for anyone else.
You sure?
So I don't really need for people to like them or anything. Aww.
Yuri! I'm sorry for being blunt, but you're overthinking this a little. Just because your styles are different doesn't mean I dislike your poems. In fact, if I tried to do something in your style, I would probably just do a terrible job.
I see. I'm sorry. My stupid mind, it likes to do that sometimes. Anyway, you don't need to be afraid to be a little more daring. Metaphors can go a long way. Don't feel like you need to work your brain like turning a bunch of gears. Oh my. Try letting your mind wander through your feelings and write down the things you see and hear. That's one way to truly enable your reader to see into your mind. It's a very intimate exercise.
Thanks, Yuri. I see. That's a certainly interesting technique. Thanks for sharing.
I have, an example of that, if you'd like to read it.
Of course. Is this the poem you wrote for today? Yuri nods timidly and hands me her poem.
The Raccoon. It happened in the dead of night while I was slicing bread for a guilty snack. My attention was caught by the scuttering of a raccoon outside my window. That was, I believe, the first time I noticed my strange tendencies as an unordinary human. I gave the raccoon a piece of bread, my subconscious well aware of the consequences, well aware that a raccoon that is fed will always come back for more. The enticing beauty of my cutting knife was the symptom. The bread, my hungry curiosity. The raccoon, an urge. The moon increments its phase and reflects that much more light off of my cutting knife. The very same light that glistens in the eyes of my raccoon friend. I slice the bread, fresh and soft. The raccoon becomes excited. Or perhaps I'm merely projecting my emotions onto the newly satisfied animal. The raccoon has taken to following me. You could say we've gotten quite used to each other. The raccoon becomes hungry more and more frequently, so my bread is always handy. Every time I brandish my cutting knife, the raccoon shows me its excitement. A rush of blood, classic Pavlovian conditioning. I slice the bread, and I feed myself again. So what do you think?
I'm getting some sexual vibes. I don't know if that's just me. Yuri knows what she's doing.
As I was reading that, I was like noticing more and more like how sexual it was. I'm like, oh my god.
This poor guy probably is a little excited after read that one.
Poor DrFarts.
I know.
I was a little more daring with this one than yesterday's.
You can say that again.
Oh?
I can see that.
Yeah.
It's a lot more metaphorical. I don't know if it's my fault, but I can't begin to imagine what this poem is about.
Sure can't.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. It's a bit closer to my preferred writing style. Using the poem as a canvas to express vivid imagery and conveying emotions through them.
Yeah, if I take it at face value, then I can't even figure out what it's supposed to mean.
Oh, yeah? Well, I think it's something that different people can relate to in their own way. I wanted to express the way it feels for me to indulge in my more unusual hobbies. It's those sorts of things I'm usually forced to keep to myself. So sometimes I enjoy writing about them.
Huh, that's funny.
Hmm?
Didn't Natsuki also write something about that?
Oh yeah!
About someone being ridiculed for a strange interest?
Oh yeah, Amy likes spiders. Remember that
yeah.
poem? I love that poem. Eh? She did?
Yeah. She was talking about how it doesn't matter what you're into as long as you're not hurting anybody.
Positivity.
As long as no one's dying.
As long as no one gets hurt.
Including me. Just don't hurt me.
She's right. I mean, does she really feel that way?
Yeah. Sounds like you two have that in common.
That's interesting.
Unless she likes hurting things and that's what she's into.
Oh. To me, she seemed like the kind of person who would make fun of my hobbies. But I suppose that's my fault for judging, isn't it? Please don't tell her I said that.
Don't worry, I have no reason to.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing it with me. After all, if I hadn't learned to embrace my own weirdness, I would probably hate myself. I might be ranting a little bit now, but I'm glad you're a good listener.
You're welcome, Yuri.
Okay, everyone! We're all done reading each other's poems, right?
Right.
I have something extra planned today, so if everyone could come sit at the front of the room.
Is this about the festival?
Well, sort of.
Ugh, do we really have to do something for the festival? It's not like we can put together anything good in just a few days. We'll just end up embarrassing ourselves instead of getting any new members. That's a concern of mine as well. I don't really do well with last-minute preparations.
Don't worry so much. We're going to keep it simple, okay? We won't need much more than a few decorations. Sayuri has been working on posters, and I've designed some pamphlets that we can give out during the event.
Okay, that's great and all, but that doesn't tell us what we're actually going to be doing for the event.
Ah, sorry. I thought you heard about it already. We're going to be performing.
Performing? Monica,
Yeah, we're going to be having a poetry performance. Each of us are going to choose a poem to recite during the event. But the cool part is, we're also going to let anyone else come up and recite poems too. Sayori's putting it all on the poster in case anyone wants to prepare ahead of time.
Sayori, who's been coloring a poster, holds it up for us to see.
are you kidding me, Monica? You didn't already start putting those posters up, did you?
Well, I did. Do you really think it's that bad of an idea?
Well, no, it's not a bad idea. But I didn't sign up for this, you know? There is no way I'm gonna be performing in front of a group of people like that. I agree with Natsuki. I could never in my life do something like that.
Imagining it, Yuri shakes her head in fear.
Guys!
No, Sayori. I understand where they're coming from. Remember that Natsuki and Yuri have never shared their poems with anyone until just a couple of days ago.
Aww.
It's a lot to ask for them to recite their poems out loud to a whole room full of people. I guess I kind of overlooked that. So I'm sorry. But I still think we should give it our best.
Yeah!
We're the only ones responsible for the fate of this club. If we start the event and each put on a good performance, then it will inspire others to do the same. And the more people who perform, the better we'll be able to show everyone what literature is really about.
Yeah! It's about expressing your feelings, being intimate with yourself, finding new...
I know, I'm sorry, I'm a 5-year-old.
I love it. I was like,
Oh my god.
finding new horizons and having fun.
That's right! And it's those reasons that we're all in this club today. Don't you want to share that with others? To inspire them to find the same feelings that brought you here in the first place? I know you do. I know we all do. And if all it takes is standing in front of the room for 2 minutes and reciting a poem, then I know you can do it.
Yeah!
Natsuki and Yuri remain silent. Sayori looks worried. I guess that leaves me no choice. I agree.
Oh!
I don't think it's too much to ask. I think that Sayori and Monica have been trying really hard to get new members. The least we can do is help them out a little bit.
Well, maybe, but...
It looks like Natsuki doesn't have any arguments left.
Aw. Okay, fine. I guess I'll have to just get it over with.
All right. Phew. Thanks, Natsuki. What about you, Yuri?
Yuri dejectedly glances around at everyone else's expectant faces.
Sigh. I guess I don't really have a choice.
That's everyone. You're the best, Yuri.
This club is seriously going to be the death of me.
Oh gosh. You'll be fine, Yuri. But anyway, let's move on to the main event. I want each of you to choose a poem of yours. We're going to practice reciting them in front of each other.
No way! Monica, this is too sudden.
Well, if you can't recite your poem in front of the club, how do you expect to do it in front of strangers?
Oh no.
Don't worry. I'll start off to help everyone feel a little more comfortable.
Can I go next?
Of course. Now let's see.
Monica flips through her notebook to the specific poem she has in mind for herself. She then stands behind the podium.
The title of this poem is The Way They Fly. Ahem.
Monica begins reciting her poem. Her clear, confident voice fills the room. More than that, her inflection is pristine. She knows exactly how to apply emotion behind each line she recites, bringing the words to life. Is this something she's done before, or is she simply a natural? There we go. Or is she simply a natural? I glance around me. Everyone has their eyes on Monica. Sayori looks amazed. Yuri has an intense expression on her face that I don't understand. Finally, Monica finishes the recitation.
The resuscitation.
The recitation.
Clear.
Oh god. Brings us back to life. The four of us applaud. Monica takes a breath and smiles.
That was so good, Monica. Thank you very much. I was just hoping to set a good example. Are you ready to go next, Sayori?
I'll go next.
Hey, Yuri.
Wah! Yuri's fired up all of a sudden.
Yuri clutches a sheet of paper between her hands and stands up. Keeping her head down, she walks quickly over to the podium.
This poem is called...
Yuri anxiously glances at each of us.
You can do it, Yuri.
It's called... After Image of a Crimson Eye.
Yuri's voice shakes as she starts reading the poem. Just a moment ago, she practically refused to do this. Why is she suddenly putting in so much effort? As Yuri gets past the first couple of lines, her voice changes. It's almost like what happens when Yuri gets absorbed into her books. Her quivering words transform into the sharp syllables of a fierce and confident woman. The poem is full of twists and turns in its structure that she enunciates with perfect timing. This must be a rare glimpse into the whirling fire Yuri keeps concealed inside her head. Suddenly, she's finished. Everyone is stunned. Yuri snaps back into reality and glances around her as if she's bewildered even herself. It's up to me to save this situation. I'm the first to start applauding. Everyone joins me afterward, and we give Yuri the recognition she deserves. It's not that we didn't want to applaud for her, but we were so caught off guard that we must have forgotten. As we applaud, Yuri holds the poem to her chest and rushes back into her seat.
Yuri, that was really good! Thank you for sharing.
Looks like Yuri is down for the count.
Okay, I guess I'm next then.
Sayori hops out of her chair and cheerfully walks up to the podium.
This one's called My Meadow. Sorry, I giggled.
Sayori.
It's a lot harder than I thought. How did you guys do it so easily?
Try not to think of it like you're reciting to other people. Imagine you're reciting it to yourself, like in front of a mirror or in your own head. It's your poem, so it'll come out the best that way.
I see. Okay then.
Sayori begins her poem. Somehow, it feels like her soft voice was made as a perfect match. The poem isn't aimlessly cheery like Sayori is. It's serene and bittersweet. If I were to read this on paper, I probably wouldn't think much of it. But hearing it come from Sayori's voice almost gives it a whole new meaning. Maybe this is what Sayori meant when she said she likes my poems. It's like I get to reach more deeply into someone I thought I knew through and through. Sayori finishes and we applaud.
I did it!
Good job, Sayori!
Even DrFarts liked it.
You're welcome.
I guess that's a good sign.
What does that even mean?
It came out nicely, Sayori. The atmosphere of the poem fits you really nicely. But it might be that other poem wouldn't work quite as well with the kind of delivery.
I don't really understand.
In other words, I've seen poems of yours where that sort of gentle delivery wouldn't work as well. They might need a little more force behind them depending on what you're reading.
Oh, I know what you mean. Well, I've been practicing that kind of thing. It's just embarrassing to do in front of everyone.
Then next time, I'm going to make you pick a poem that challenges you a little more. We don't have much time before the festival, you know.
Okay.
Now who's next? Natsuki?
Humph. Don't make me go before DrFarts. It's not like I can compare to you guys anyway. Might as well let DrFarts lower everyone's standards little before I have to do it.
Rude.
Natsuki.
It's fine. I might as well get it over with. But it's not like I have much of a selection of what to read. I'll just have to go with what I wrote for today. I stand up and step in front of the podium. Everyone has their eyes on me, making me feel terribly awkward. I recite my poem. Since I'm not exactly confident in my own writing, it's hard to put energy into it. Despite that, once I finish, I receive applause anyway. Sorry, I'm not really as good as everyone else.
Don't worry about it so much. I think it's less about your abilities and more about your lack of confidence in your writing. That's something that'll improve over time, though.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, then. That just leaves you, Natsuki.
Yeah. I'm going.
Natsuki begrudgingly gets out of her seat and makes her way to the podium.
The poem is called... Why are you all looking at me?
Because you're presenting.
Humph. Anyway, the poem is called Jump.
Natsuki takes a breath. Once she starts reciting the poem, her sour attitude disappears a little. While she's still a little unenthused, her poem has a rhythm and rhyme to it. It's Natsuki's trademark style, and it works surprisingly well when spoken aloud. The words feel like they bounce up and down, as if giving life to the poem. Natsuki finishes, and everyone applauds. She huffs back to her seat.
That wasn't so bad, was it?
Easy for you to say. You better not make me do that again.
Well, do you at least feel prepared enough to recite the poem in front of other people?
I mean, doing it in front of other people will be way easier. I can put on whatever face I want for other people. But when it's just my friends, it's just embarrassing.
That's a surprise, Natsuki. I think it would be the other way around for me.
Well, that's just how it is, so...
Well, I guess in that case, you won't have much to worry about for the festival. That said, I want to thank everyone for coming through. It might be hard, but I hope you all have an idea of what it's like now. Make sure you pick a poem and get enough practice before the festival, okay? I'll be making pamphlets, so let me know ahead of time what you'll be reciting.
Jeez. I should probably find some other poem to recite instead.
That's fine too. It doesn't have to be your own. I'm already pleasantly surprised that you're putting in all this effort for the club. It makes me really happy.
Yay! Yeah, no problem.
Okay, everyone. I think that's about it for today. I know the festival is coming up, but let's try to write poems for tomorrow as well. It's been working out really nicely so far, so I'd like to continue that. As for the festival, we'll finish planning tomorrow, and then we'll have the weekend to prepare. Monday's the big day. I can't wait.
I can do this. I can do this.
All right. I stand up. There's no way I'll be able to find the same enthusiasm as Sayori and Monica, but I'll do my best to get through it. If it's for the sake of the club and impressing Monica, then I'll have to do my best.
Ready
to go, Sayori?
I saw Sayori, I was like, I'm ready to go!
Let's go.
Yep.
Look at you two, always going home together like that.
It's kind of adorable, isn't it?
Jeez, guys. Don't make such a big deal out of it.
It must be a little nice, though.
Well, how am I supposed to respond to that?
Aw. It's okay, DrFarts. You don't have to say it.
Whatever. Let's go already.
Aww.
I walk home with Sayori once more. Even though it's only been a few days, a lot of things have already changed. But today, Sayori is being a little quieter than usual on the way home. Hey, Sayori.
Sorry, I was spacing out.
Ah, no wonder.
I was thinking about something from earlier. I like how we get to...
Sayori fumbles with her words.
So, let's just say that one day Natsuki asked to walk home with you.
Huh?
What would you do?
What kind of question is that? You're kind of putting me on the spot here. Well...
Ooh.
I think
I don't know, it's up to you. Would you walk home with Natsuki, or would you turn her down and still walk home with Sayori?
I mean, me personally,
Yes.
because I'm still getting to know Natsuki, and I know Sayori really well, it could be a fun opportunity to get to know Natsuki better.
Okay.
So I think I would walk home with Natsuki.
Okay. Okay.
Is that gonna be bad?
Girl, it's all your decisions.
These are all Andrea's decisions. I've played the game before. I already know what happens.
But I also feel like I should be loyal to Sayori, you know? Because I
Okay.
like her better than Natsuki. What do I do?
She's so stressed out.
Oh, shoot.
I'm such a good friend. I really love stressing you out.
I mean, Sayori's right in front of me. We're gonna... I'm gonna say Sayori.
Okay.
Sayori, you really think I would ditch you for Natsuki?
But she's so cute and fun to be around.
Jeez. I already see her in the club every day. Besides, you always seem to really like going home together. I wouldn't just ruin that for you.
You're so silly, DrFarts. You think about me too much sometimes. Natsuki would deserve it if she wanted it, so...
Sayori, I've already made up my mind. I really can't figure you out sometimes.
Sorry.
Besides, what's the point in speculating something that's never gonna happen? The conversation trails off. It's kind of a weird thing for Sayori to care so much about, but I want to respect her and keep her happy too. Then again, the festival is only a few days away.
The festival?
Who knows what will happen in that time?
Yeah, who knows?
Festival? The King's Festival?
The festival? The
I
festival?
want to go to the festival.
The
Oh.
King's Festival.
Shoot. Who
Oh
do
yeah,
wanna-
here we go. Yeah, who do we want to impress this time?
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, if we're keeping with the theme, we would try to please Sayori this time.
Okay.
Because
I support you no matter what you pick.
I'm like spreading it thin. I kind of really want to keep going with Yuri though.
Okay, I support that.
Because girl be creepy, and I want her on my side if she likes me.
Okay.
If push comes to shove.
You already knew. Graveyard.
Graveyard. Big word.
That same word that we still don't know what it means. I never
know.
looked it up.
Same. Let's go existence or covet. Let's say
Ooh, existence.
Yeah. Massacre, vivacious, secretive. After image, she used that word, so we'll go with that one.
Yes. After image of
Um,
Crimson Eye.
Oh yeah. Jumps, scars, I feel like scars. Dang
Oh,
it.
Sayori.
Oh yeah, because she's the bittersweet gal. Melancholy, entropy, big word.
Entropy.
Incapable, unrequited.
Aww.
Oh!
Oh. Oh. That's sad.
Atone.
Atone.
Yep, okay.
There we go.
Sadness, insight, imagination, parfait, chocolate melody, nibble. Let's say insight.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Variance, peace, blanket, electricity, milk, skipping, swimsuit. Unending or variance? I'm gonna say variance. Yeah, she likes those big words. Heaven sent, agonizing. Holiday, infallible.
Infallible.
Feels like her. Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Whistle calm, unrestrained. Hundo P.
Yes.
Dazzle, eternity, pure, anxiety, puppy, charm. We'll say eternity.
Okay,
Yep,
okay.
on a roll. Okay, tragedy, exploration. We'll say tragedy seems right. Dang
Oh, Sayori.
it! Sayori, she's my girl. Okay, Starscape, 100%.
Yes.
Okay, hope, summer, special lipstick, waterfall, hurt, tenacious, I think.
Oh, tenacious sounds good.
Okay.
There we
Cheeks,
go.
Time, headphones, embrace, disarray.
Disarray.
Memories, rats. Okay, I'm gonna uncanny. I'm between. I think uncanny.
Okay.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Okay. Question: Crimson, journey, disown, sparkle, daydream, hopeless, tears, clouds, cheer.
Yeah.
Nope. Crimson.
Crimson.
She used
Crimson Eye. After image of a Crimson Eye.
Indeed. Okay. Color, portrait, joy, essence. Boop, beauty, burp, burp. I love boop. That's so funny. But we're gonna go with essence.
Essence. That seems like her. Yay! We did it!
Yuri, I'm coming for you, girl.
Oh man. I'm the last one here again.
Don't worry, I just walked in too.
Were you practicing piano again?
Yeah.
You must have had a lot of determination. Starting this club and now picking up piano.
Well, maybe not determination, but I guess passion. Remember that the club wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you all. And I'm super happy that you're all willing to help out for the festival too.
I can't wait for the festival. It's gonna be great.
Eh? Weren't you complaining about it just yesterday, Natsuki?
Well, yeah. I'm not talking about our part of the festival, but it's a whole day of school where we get to play and eat all kinds of delicious food.
You sound a bit like Sayori all of a sudden.
Monica, do they usually have fried squid?
Squid? That's a pretty specific thing to look forward to.
Oh, come on. Are you saying you don't like squid? You, of all people? Oh.
I didn't say I don't like it. Besides, what do you mean, you of all people?
Because it's right in your name. Monica. It's a Japanese joke.
Oh.
Eh? That's not how you say my name at all. Also, that joke makes no sense in translation.
Clearly.
Monica.
Never mind. Let's just focus on our own event for now, okay?
Fine. Your reactions aren't as fun as Yuri's or Sayori's anyway.
Excuse me.
Where is Sayori anyway? Oh, there you are. Sayori is sitting at a desk in the corner of the room, looking down at nothing. I walk over to her. Hey, Sayori. I wave my hand in front of her face. You spacing out again?
Sorry. Don't mind me. You can go talk to everyone else.
Huh? Is everything all right?
Of course. Why wouldn't it be?
It just feels like you're a little off. Sorry for assuming things.
Geez, you worry too much about me. I'm fine, see?
Sayori shows me a big smile.
Don't let me distract you from having fun with everyone.
Well, all right. If you say so. I worriedly glance at Sayori before turning back towards everyone else. But the conversation has already dispersed with everyone back at their usual activities. Maybe I should ask Monica if she's noticed anything about Sayori recently. Since they've been preparing for the festival, they must be spending a lot of time together. I timidly approach Monica, who is shuffling through some papers at her desk.
Dr. Farts, what's up?
Hey, this might sound a little strange, but have you noticed anything up with Sayori recently?
Anything up with her? In what way do you mean?
Maybe I'm reading into it a little too much, but she seems a bit downcast today.
Oh, you think so? I can't say I've noticed anything about her.
Monica peers across the room at Sayori, who is idly dragging a rubber eraser up and down her desk.
Maybe there is something on her mind. But I'm surprised I'm not the one asking you, Dr. Farts. You certainly know her a lot better than I do.
Yeah, but she's never really like this. She's always talked to me about things that bothered her. But this time when I asked her, she was really dismissive. Sorry, I know it's not your problem. I just wanted to ask if you knew anything, so I'll drop it now.
No. It's important to me too. I mean, I'm also friends with her. And I also care about the well-being of my club members, you know? Maybe I'll try talking to her myself.
Are you sure about that? She seemed like she wanted to be left alone. Almost skipped in the wrong voice.
Are you sure? Maybe she just has a hard time bringing it up with the person of interest.
Person of interest? What do you mean by that?
Person of interest.
I'm saying that maybe the thing on her mind is you, Dr. Farts.
Me?
Dr. Farts and Sayori sitting in a tree. K-I-S-S-I-N-G.
I know, we'll see. How on earth would you come to that conclusion?
Well, I probably shouldn't say too much, but Sayori talks about you more than anything else, you know.
Huh?
She's been so much happier ever since you joined the club. It's like an extra light has turned on inside of her.
What? No way. Sayori is always like that. She's always been full of sunshine. It's not any different than it always has been.
You're so funny, Dr. Farts. Have you thought that maybe you've always seen her as so cheerful because that's just how she is when she's around you?
What?
I said too much. I'm sorry, what do I know anyway? I didn't mean to jump to conclusions, so you should just forget about what I said. I'll try to talk to her, so try not to think about it for now.
All right. Monica smiles meaningfully. I know she said to forget it, but I already know that I won't be able to get her words out of my head. Monica stands up from her desk and walks across the room to where Sayori is sitting. I watch her kneel down next to Sayori and gently talk to her, but she's keeping her voice so quiet that I can't hear her from here. I sigh and sit myself down. I know Sayori told me not to worry about her and to have fun with everyone else, but that's impossible to do when she's behaving like this. Exactly how much do I care about her that I'm letting this weigh me down so much? Now it feels like I'm the one behaving out of the ordinary. But there's nothing I can do besides wait for Monica. Why does it feel like I'm being watched? I glance around the room. Suddenly, I notice Yuri peering at me from over her books. But she looks away just as quickly with a flustered look on her face. I realize that she won't get anywhere like this. I've never really seen Yuri approach anyone or start a conversation of her own accord. So I had no choice but to approach her myself. By now, it's a little easier for me to do that. I stand up from my desk and sit in one next to her own.
Ooh, I didn't mean to bother you or anything,
Relax, you didn't do anything.
but I could tell you wanted to be alone with your thoughts.
Alone with my thoughts? How were you even able to tell that I was thinking like that?
Well, it's something that I do a lot, so it wasn't hard for me to spot based on your posture and expression. Not that I was staring or anything. I didn't do anything creepy like that.
In any case, I guess you were right. I'm sorry if I caused you any concern.
Don't apologize. Your troubles are only the concern of those who willingly share in that concern. Of course, there are certainly those who find the most comfort in keeping to themselves. But if you would prefer to share what's on your mind, then I would be glad to listen.
It's really not that big of a deal. I was just feeling a bit uneasy about Sayori.
Sayori?
Yeah, she seems a little off today, but when I asked her about it, she didn't want to admit it to me. So I can't help but wonder if something happened to her.
That's quite romantic.
Huh?
Sorry. I didn't mean to say something stupid.
It's not that. I just didn't want you to misunderstand. Sayori and I have just been friends a long time, that's all.
Ah, I see. Then perhaps it is unusual for her to be dismissive to you about her feelings.
Or maybe I'm just reading into it a little too much.
Dr. Farts.
That one got me.
Yeah.
The world is full of meaning, often hidden beneath plain sight. And there are many untold mysteries behind every person, no matter how well you may know them.
So you think that there might be something behind it after all?
I think that Sayori is a very complex person. Her mannerisms on the outside don't always match what may be going on inside her head. And she may not always know what she wants. I noticed her strange behavior today, too. And I also feel some concern for her. But in your case, it looked like she was fully occupying your thoughts, wasn't she?
Well, I guess that was the case.
Sayori, she really means a lot to you, doesn't she?
I guess, yeah. But you don't need to put it that way. We're just good friends, that's all.
Ooh.
Yuri suddenly looks deeply into my eyes. Her expression is gentle and curious, as if she was searching for something. Embarrassed, I avert my gaze.
Sometimes, a person's mysteries are untold even to themselves. And you, as someone honest and caring, may uncover feelings you weren't always aware were in you.
Oh, man.
That is, I think that she would be a very fortunate person to have you feel that way about her.
Yuri, you're giving me too much credit. I'm a pretty simple guy, so I think I'm pretty good at understanding my own feelings. I'm not nearly as sophisticated as you.
That's not a compliment, is it?
It is what it is. Anyway, as long as we're here, why don't we do some reading?
Aww. Well, as long as you're okay with it.
Yeah, I should be taking my mind off this whole thing anyway. Why don't we go ahead and get started?
Yes, let's. Actually, I have a request. Do you mind if I make some tea first?
Not at all.
Thanks very much.
This girl gonna drug me.
If there's one thing that can make my reading time here any better, it's a nice cup of tea.
I'm about to get the...
Not to mention for yourself as well.
Yuri stands up and makes her way to the closet. I follow and watch as she retrieves a small water pitcher from the shelf, the kind with a filter inside.
Can you hold this for a second?
Sure. Yuri hands me the water pitcher and also fetches an electric kettle.
I'm gonna go plug this in at the teacher's desk, then we'll go get some water.
She walks past me and sets the kettle down on the teacher's desk. I simply watch her movements. To my surprise, the way she moves really contrasts her speaking mannerisms. Especially because of her long legs, Yuri appears elegant and methodical.
Okay, may I have the water pitcher? Thanks, I'll be right back.
I might as well walk with you.
Yeah, well, why not? Shall we go then?
Yeah.
Where are you two off to?
Yuri was just going to make some tea, so I suddenly realized how weird it sounds to explain this to Monica. We're just filling the water pitcher.
Ah, okay. Sorry, I was just a bit curious. That's kind of a one-person job, isn't it?
That's...
Monica, please mind your own business for once. Or do you want to tell me that there's something wrong with... Ooh. Or do you want to tell me there's something wrong with helping involve Dr. Farts in club activities?
Wow.
There we go.
That is a mouthful. Oh. My mouth gapes.
I suppose there's nothing wrong with that.
Then let's go, Dr. Farts.
Wow, Yuri.
That was intense. Yuri quickly exits the room and I follow.
So some of this is new because I've never done this arrangement of people before.
Oh my
So, like, I don't remember that happening there.
Once in the hallway, she suddenly puts her forehead against the wall.
I spoke without thinking. How could I say something like that?
Yuri?
Something about the way she said that. It made me feel so irritated. What's wrong with me?
No, Yuri. I think you did the right thing. I wasn't expecting it, but it's also not right for Monica to judge people like that.
Dr. Farts.
That needs to be a soundbite. Like just you saying Dr. Farts in Monica's voice. That's so great.
Dr. Farts.
That's so great.
Dr. Farts, how come even when I do something bad, you're being nice to me?
Side-eye. Because nothing that you do is as bad as you make it seem in your head. Nobody's perfect. We have emotions and we can't always hide them away. But you always amplify things in your head. Your mind turns a light rain shower into a hurricane.
No. Wouldn't you hate me for something as terrible as that?
Why would I hate you? I can't hate someone for having emotions. What kind of a friend would do that?
Friend, you say?
Yuri lifts her head.
Dr. Farts. I really like being friends with you.
Thanks, Yuri. I like being friends with you too. I feel kind of awkward saying something like that, but I'm doing my best to help Yuri feel better. Anyway.
Yeah. Shall we go?
Yeah. Yuri and I walk to the nearest water fountain. Once we fill up the water pitcher, we return to the classroom.
Dr. Farts, do you like oolong tea?
Hell yeah. Yeah. Anything is fine.
Very well.
Yuri sets the temperature on the kettle to 200 degrees.
Now it's time to get the teapot.
You really do this properly, don't you?
Of course. I shouldn't do any less when I'm making tea for others.
Even if I'm not an expert on tea or anything?
In that case, you'll only be more impressed.
Well, perhaps I will. Yuri fetches the teapot and begins measuring the tea leaves. To my surprise, she even starts humming a little to herself. You must be in a good mood now.
Is that so? I was letting it show. And you noticed. I was doing a bit of thinking, and I decided that I would try expressing myself a little bit more. It turns out it's not very hard for me to do when it's you who's around anyway.
Whoa! That's great, Yuri. Just don't push yourself too much, you know.
You're always worrying about me, Dr. Farts. It's very endearing.
Yuri wasn't kidding. I don't even know if I can keep up with this. I watch Yuri pour a cup of tea for each of us.
Dr. Farts, I have another request. Do you mind if we sit on the floor today?
Why's that?
It's just a little bit easier on my back. I can read with my back against the wall rather than bending over at my desk.
Sorry, I didn't realize.
No worries. I just have back pain fairly regularly, so I do my best to manage it.
Is that so? I wonder why that is. 'Cause your boobs are so big.
It's most likely because my
Your posture, right? Always hunched over like that while reading.
Yes.
They were talking about her boobs. That's
I
funny.
have terrible reading posture.
Yeah, your posture.
So that's why we should sit on the floor.
Fair enough. I'll go ahead and get the book.
Yuri, I think you have great posture.
I know. She's got a fantastic posture.
I'm jealous of your posture.
I wish
Yuri.
I had posture like Yuri.
Oh, man.
Honestly.
Gosh.
I retrieved the book from my bag. I have some chocolate as well. It's a bag of small chocolate candies that I kept hidden from Sayori's candy radar. I take it, since it'll go well with the tea. Yuri and I then sit against the wall, teacups at our sides. As if in sync, we assume the same reading position as last time, each holding one half of the book. Except this time, our bodies are even closer to each other.
I can't see too well.
Yuri slides closer until our shoulders are touching. How am I supposed to focus on reading like this? Yuri was always kind of cute, but when she's being less apprehensive, it's almost more than I can handle.
Your teacup.
Yuri hands me my teacup. Holding it with my hand that's not holding the book, I end up in a position that makes it even harder to focus. Because now I need to worry about making sure I don't accidentally touch her chest. Meanwhile, Yuri hasn't noticed a single thing. She wears her intense reading expression, and I can only presume the world around her has faded away. I use all of my willpower to focus on reading. After a few minutes, I finally manage to relax a little. I put the teacup between my legs and fumble with the chocolate wrapper. Sorry. I briefly let go of the book to finish opening the wrapper. You can have as much as you want.
That's okay. I won't take any.
Are you sure?
Well, if I touch it, then it might get smudges on the pages.
Oh, you're right. I didn't even think about that. My bad.
No need to apologize.
I'll just feed it to you.
I'll just hold the book, okay?
Are you sure?
Of course.
Yuri opens the book with both hands.
Look, you can see the dust going.
That's cute. She holds it so that I don't have any harder of a time reading from it. My bad. But as a result, her left arm is practically resting on top of my leg. Well, in that case, Yuri is already totally focused on reading again. I take a chocolate candy and pop it into my mouth. Then I take another chocolate, and I hold it up to Yuri. She doesn't even look away from the book. She simply parts her lips as if this situation was completely natural. But that means I can't stop there. I apprehensively place the chocolate in her mouth.
The chocolate's in her mouth now.
Oh my god. Just like that, Yuri closes her lips over it. Yuri's expression suddenly breaks.
Did I just...
Yuri looks at me like she needs to confirm what just happened.
Dr. Farts.
Sorry! I guess I shouldn't have done that.
Well, you were just helping. That's something that friends do, right?
I mean, not really in this kind of context, but yeah, that's all it was.
Yeah, then, you don't need to stop or anything.
I see. The situation has gotten really tense. The sexual tension is vibrant.
It is real.
Yuri tries to return to the book, but I can tell just by her expression that she can't focus now. My heart is pounding. I nervously take another chocolate between my fingers, but this time Yuri's eyes meet mine. How did it even come to this? Yuri doesn't avert her gaze. I notice her chest rising and falling to the rhythm of her breaths. I raise my arm. Like before, Yuri parts her lips, but it's different this time. I take the chocolate and place it in her mouth. I feel her hot breath on my fingers. Okay, everyone!
Oh,
Monica! The realest cockblock there ever was.
And with that,
oh my gosh.
I think
We
this should
pause.
be the end of this video.
Cliffhanger.
Don't worry, there's gonna be another one.
Incoming.
We're just gonna keep filming. Yeah, feel free to follow us on the relevant social medias
Yes.
that I'm
like,
linking
subscribe, all
below.
that good things.
Yeah. Thanks so much. See